Hey, we're live. All right. Well, let's see if anybody joins. Oh, look.
Are you live?
Mm-hmm. No.
Well, I thought it had a possibility of happening.
Yeah. I sent links out, so I mean, we can always record this to YouTube.
Oh, well, I don't know.
If so choose.
I know Lori said she was going to try to make it, but see, my shirt's backwards.
Hide their audio and video. I'm not hiding anybody's audio
No,
and
that's
video
fine.
at the moment.
Hmm.
I don't know if we have to do this. Some lady suggested that you.
For better audio or what?
Yeah, thinking you would get feedback. Like, you know, when somebody starts talking, it feeds into your mic.
Can you see if anybody said anything on Facebook about it, or?
There's a couple.
Are you my viewer? Oh. Hi, honey. I'm gonna get feedback.
You're not plugged in.
Where?
You're plugged in.
Yeah. You mean the earphones?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really bad feedback though. What are you doing in the refrigerator? Oh, I've got a set of those too. Another one.
I should start her.
Do what?
Probably should have started it earlier, and maybe people could too. Or maybe just nobody's out there.
It's a possibility. I mean, well, do you want me to go ahead and record something? And then if somebody asks,
we might have to. We could always edit it. So yeah.
Okay. Well, tell me how to do that. And oh, that's better. Where's the camera at? That green dot?
Yeah.
Okay. Why is it keep switching back and forth from me to you?
I think you can. I think it tries to catch up with who's talking.
Oh, okay. Well, how do I record?
It's recording, so just go.
Oh. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Tuesdays with Tommy. This is my all by myself, well, with BJ's help, internet online class thing. This is our first one, so we'll have to see how it goes. I'm glad you took a minute to join us. Tonight, I'm going to be talking about the convention, the Light Your Fire Young Living Convention that was just held in Dallas, Texas. BJ and I were able to go and stay with some good friends and also check out the convention. So one thing that I really loved about the convention was getting to hear Gary and Mary Young speak in person and live. You hear about their dedication and their passion for the company, but until you hear them speak, you can just feel it when, especially when Gary talks about his passion for oils and the product and the gift God has given us. I had somebody yesterday ask me, as a matter of fact, they had talked to another oil person from a different company, and this person made the comment that, oh, well, Young Living's not going to be around that much longer. And I said, that is absolutely false. I said, I just spent several days listening to a man whose life is these oils. And not only that, he's setting up oils for generations to come. This oil right here is our new Northern Lights Black Spruce Oil, grown on our newest farm in Canada, where Gary and his crew spent many, many, many days and hours working in sub-zero, freezing cold temperatures to build this new farm and the distillery on it. For us to have this oil right here. And BJ sitting beside me going, I don't think machinery works in that cold of weather, but Gary figured it out. So, I love this oil. It smells like you are in a fresh pine forest. One of the neat things about this oil, my favorite part actually, was when Gary said that since our farm is under the Northern Lights, the Aurora Borealis, that this oil right here collects that energy, the frequency that's in those lights, and gives it back to us. So how cool is that? There's like Northern Lights in a bottle. And this oil is good for power and strength, for your core being, your emotional, physical, and spiritual self. So that's everything in our lives. Everybody needs more power and strength inside. So that's what this oil is good for. And it smells amazing, amazing, amazing. I like to put a couple drops in like a handful of Epsom salts and just swirl it around in my bath and just really relax at the end of the day. It's very grounding. The other new oil that came out is Light the Fire. This oil smells really yummy too. It tastes really yummy. I put a drop on my tongue at convention, and it was pretty tasty. It is a little spicy. It contains nutmeg, cassia, mastrani, I'm not sure how you say that one, acatea, Canadian fleabane, lemon, pepper, hinoki, and Northern Lights black spruce. So this one smells really yummy, diffusing. It's good for like a little kick in the pants kind of an oil, hence the name Light Your Fire, Light the Fire. So those are the two new oils released at convention this year. They both smell awesome. And I'm really looking forward to using them even more. One of the things that Mary Young said that really struck out at me, and she is definitely the driving force behind Gary. I mean, you can just tell that she keeps him on track and moving and focused, and just their love for each other and their two boys was awesome to see in person. And Mary said, essential oils are the absolute essence of God. And that was like the one thing that she said that I'm like, wow, you know that? Like I hear it and I kind of know it, but to hear her say it, put it that way, was really touching. She has written a book, Gary's biography, if you will, that's coming out in the holiday catalog for Young Living. And I am super excited to purchase that and read it. She had a brief preview while she was there and some of the different pictures and things that would actually be in the book. So I think that'll be really cool. And you know me, I love to read. A couple of the workshops that we attended at convention. I attended one by Dr. Barbara Fox on essential oils and animals. And I'm realizing that it's really odd to read my notes and I can't like look at the computer screen and read my notes. But she was a vet from Iowa and had some really good info. And her number one question is, are essential oils safe for animals? And she said, yes, they are, when you know what oil you're using, because the animals are much more sensitive to additives in oil. And we all know that Young Living doesn't use additives. We're just pure oil. So that makes them safe for our critters. She said they are not little people, though, and they have a different way of metabolizing things, especially cats. Cats have this thing called P450 in their liver, so they process things differently than we do, or they don't have it in their liver. So anyway, and she said she personally does not use any high phenol oils with cats, and those are oils like oregano and cinnamon bark, thyme, cassia, clove, savory, and all the melaleucas. So the hotter oils, the stronger smelling ones, sorry, my nose keeps itching. She said the smaller the animal, the higher the dilution ratio. A great way to use your oils with your pets is to just simply put a drop of oil on your hand and rub it around, and then just pet them. Rub behind their ears, scratch their back, kind of let them get used to it on you, to be a human diffuser. She also said that diffusing is an awesome way to introduce our animals to the oils. She said, just a couple drops in your diffuser, and especially with cats, she said, just let them kind of do their thing. If they want to be in the room, that's fine. Let them come and go. Don't ever just shut them in a small, tiny room and force them to smell oils, because that can actually create an aversion to the oils. So just take it slow was her main thing with animals. I was trying to see if there was any awesome. And dilution. She was huge on dilution. She said the smaller the animal, the bigger the dilution. So if it's something like a cat or a pocket pet, that sort of thing, start with 1 drop of essential oil per 9 or 10 drops of carrier oil, like almond oil or coconut oil, that sort of thing. So it's a very small amount of essential oil, big amount of your fatty oil. So she said that's a good way to start with animals. Probably my very, very favorite session that I attended at convention was by Dr. David Stewart, and I had the opportunity to hear him in Dayton a couple months ago, I think, thereabouts. Anyway, he's just this awesome, awesome gentleman, very humble, but knowledgeable. Oh my word. He probably has more knowledge about essential oils in his pinky than most people do in their whole bodies. He's the man who developed the raindrop technique, or fine-tuned it. Gary developed it, obviously. Dr. Stewart fine-tuned it. You can find out more about Dr. Stewart and raindrop at raindropmessenger.org. BJ, raindrop. Just Google CARE, C-A-R-E, and Dr. Stewart, and there you'll find it. But that's all that information. But anyway, I got to hear him speak about quantum physics and how that relates to essential oils. And chemistry is made up of classical physics, party chemistry, which is things that are larger than an atom, and we can use our 5 senses to figure those things out. Quantum physics deals with things smaller than an atom that are beyond direct experience of our 5 senses. So the things that are a little more woohoo, if you will. And he led off with Genesis 1:3, where it says, in the beginning, God created light, and how essential oils are basically light in a bottle, those little tiny molecules. So let's see, I'm looking over my notes to see what I wanted to hit on here. Sorry, guys. And I thought this was interesting, and I am not a chemistry person at all. For those of you who know me know that that's like not me. But when it relates to essential oils, it is fascinating. The foundation of classical physics is objectivity. The outcome of the experiment is independent of the experimenter. So you and I should be able to perform the exact same experiment with the exact same ingredients and the exact same conditions and get the exact same results. It wouldn't matter that I was doing it or if you were doing it. Same results all the way across. Now, in quantum physics, such objectivity is not possible. I pick up this bottle of Northern Lights Black Spruce and go, wow, it just makes me feel really grounded and relaxed. Somebody else might pick this up and smell it and go, wow, that kind of gave me a little boost of energy. I feel ready to conquer the world. So oils will do what you want them to do. That's what quantum physics is about, is intent. What do I want this oil to do? He talked about what is light. Different experiments have been done for years, and scientists, people far smarter than I am, have argued, is it a continuous wave of energy, or is it just a stream of discrete particles? And then he talked about some different experiments and things. A couple of the experiments that he talked about when it came to the intent portion of oils were ones done in the 1950s by Franklin Lower, and that was the power of prayer on plants, was that experiment. And then in the 90s, Dr. Masaru Emoto, Emoto, from Japan, did an experiment called Message from Water. And it actually showed where the water molecules were changed, the shape of the water molecules were changed by the power of prayer. So, and he would write words on water or speak it over the water. Google the experiment, because I'm sure I'm missing something. But like, this water is beautiful, this water brings life, this water is nourishing, and he would freeze it. And then the designs in that water, the ice crystals, were gorgeous. So then he froze some ice crystals and said things like, you're ugly, you're bad, I don't like you, and froze that. And those were actually ugly ice crystals. So Dr. Short talked about how important it is what we say, what we speak in our lives. Human thought, human feelings, and human intent affect electron behavior. So that's why the water did what it did. That's why oils do what they do. So when somebody says to you, what will this oil do for me? What will this Northern Lights Black Spruce do for me? I could give you the chemical answer, or I could tell you, go look it up, go look up the chemical answer and find out all the constituents in that oil and find out which body system it supports and how it's gonna, what it's gonna do for you chemically. Or I could look at you and I'd say, like, my favorite answer and the quantum physics answer is, what do you want it to do for you? What do you need it to do for you in your life today? What is your intent with this oil? Usually my intent with this oil is to sit down and just decompress after a long day. And that's what it does for me. It helps me decompress. This is a bottle of probabilities. Every time you open a bottle of oil, you are opening up limitless possibilities for you and for your family and for your life. It's what you want it to do. Your intent through quantum physics determines which possibilities will manifest. And I would say through the power of prayer as well, and the power of your words, what you speak. For optimal results, you must participate in your own wellness, emotionally, spiritually, and mentally. Oils amplify intent. And he touched on Proverbs 23:7 and also on Mark 11:23 through 24. And that's the verse that talks about, if you say to this mountain, be removed and cast into the sea, that's what's going to happen. It was about intent. So those were some of the nuggets I picked up at convention. I was glad BJ and I were able to go. I was really glad to come home and see my kiddos. I really missed them. So I'm trying to see what time it is. Yep, I've been talking long enough, I think. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you learned something. BJ and I are here for you. Definitely contact us if you have questions or comments, if you liked this, if you have suggestions. OilyOutriders.com is our website, and you can contact us through that or find us on Facebook. So thanks for listening in and have a great evening. Good night.